El Ministerio de Interior, la página oficial del Ministerio de Interior, dijo que eran 6 atentados, incluyendo al jefe de la Policía Nacional, y posteriormente la Audiencia Nacional lo redujo a solamente 2 atentados, es por el cual entro yo a prisión, por 2 atentados. Creo que para mí lo más sorprendente es que a los propios carceleros les llegase a sorprender que yo esté acusado de terrorismo y que me envíen a aislamiento.
My client, Robert Pesce, was accused as he commit a crime, corrupted crime, you know, as a vice president of the Croat fund of privatization. And even before after he was arrested, even before the courts give the first decision, and first decision was related with his pre-trial detention, we have a public statement that was given to media from, at that time, President of the Republic of Croatia, then Prime Minister of Republic of Croatia, the General Chief of Prosecutor of Croatia, and also the General Chief of Croatia Police. In that statement, they says practically that my client is guilty, that he makes that crime of corruption.
In court, we use widely cages, even if the ECHR jurisprudence and the directive are quite clear about the fact that it's humiliating and degrading treatment of the defendant who is presumed innocent.
Nothing is really neutral in the courtroom. Everything has a message, has a symbol. It's you know how courtrooms are, and so if you send out the message that this person needs to be, you know, protected, and the audience and the judge need to be protected from this person by a glass box, it clearly is an issue, and it clearly sends out the message that this person is dangerous, whether or not there's actually a concern. And now you really have to have an assessment of how necessary is this gas box for this particular trial, for this particular defendant.
És akkor elindultunk az orvos felé a megbilincselt karommal. És akkor kiszálltunk, kivettek a kocsiból szintén, kirángattak az orvosi udvarán, bevittek az orvosi váróba. Kb. 10-15 beteg várta, hogy bejusson az orvosi rendelőbe. Hát a fájdalmat, meg az, hogy szégyen.
He's not fine, you know, because long time he was in pre-trial detention. The condition in pre-trial was horrible. He have a problem with his health after that he was released from the prison. This I will say very bad report of newspapers and television about the case, when the case was ruling, have impact for his children and also for his wife, you know. the family was practically destroyed, you know, because everybody are talking that he is the biggest criminal at that moment in Croatia, you know. It was very hard to family.